and show your face, especially our journalist for Season 3 of the Sharing of Stories. Ayun, we're live on Facebook. Siyempre, public po ito. Then I'm joined here by our trustee from Mindanao and Vice President of the Philippine Press Institute and also Editor-in-Chief of Mindanao Times, and also Amalia Cabusao, and our Seminar Director and News Editor of Manila Standard, Joyce Pañares, and also the training team, production team of the Philippine Press Institute. Dito ba kami lahat? And maraming salamat po. Naka-video na ako na okay. Maraming salamat po sa Seidel Foundation para po sa Season 3 ng sharing na ito. Bakit sharing ito ng stories? Kasi yung mga journalists natin ngayon, their stories figured prominently or not figured in the monthly shortlist of stories via the www.ppi-newscommons.net. So if you guys haven't visited it yet, that's our other news aggregating or news platform apart from institutional website. So kung meron kayong storyang gustong mabasa on the pandemic or on COVID and elections reporting, andun po sa ppi-newscommons.net, written by our journalists outside Metro Manila and published by PPI News Commons. At ito po ay para sa public natin at tinatawag namin ito na niche reporting talaga. Ayun, sa puntong ito, I think because nobody, a representative from Seidel Foundation, Carol, and Attorney Gus, but there's a video message from the resident representative of Seidel Foundation to the Philippines, Attorney Gus Heineke. But before that video, tatawagin ko muna for her welcome remarks or message ang aming trustee from Mindanao and also Vice President. Hi, Ami. Hi, Davao.
Hi.
Miss
Hi.
Amalia
Hi.
Cabusao. Hi.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ariel. Yeah. A beautiful morning to all. I am glad to welcome you to this event, the COVID Chronicles, organized by the Philippine Press Institute with the assistance of the Seidel Foundation that has been with us in sickness and in health, so to speak, over the past few years, 4 years, no? In fact, we welcome the panel members who are taking time out from their important activities to be here with us and to share their experience and realizations on covering the pandemic. Being in the front lines at the height of the health crisis made them vulnerable to contracting the virus, despite the fact that most do not have medical insurance in case the worst happens. That is not only the problem as we hear our panelists talk today, this morning. We hope that we will continue to dissect and study how we cover the pandemic as we write down this important phase in the world's history. Well, we are certain that this gathering will help us understand the importance of excellent reporting as we face yet again another crisis looming ahead of us. On behalf of the Philippine Press Institute, welcome to this episode, the third episode of the COVID Chronicle event. Thank you very much, Ariel. Thank you all, everyone now tuning in. Thank you.
Thanks, VP Cabusao. Gusto ko yung binanggit ni Ami Joyce through sickness and in
Through
health.
sickness and health.
Oh, tapos ang kulang lang till death do us part.
To do us part.
Hindi, maganda yung binanggit ni Ami na a looming crisis amid this pandemic, while things are getting back to normal, tayo pa rin ay, getting the hang of it, but still seeing you people, you guys in small squares. But PPI has already experimented on a hybrid activity just this month. So we went to Batangas, to Iloilo, and then in Davao at end of this week. Nakakamiss talaga yung warm bodies, Joyce, diba? Yung gusto mong i-group hug talaga sila.
Oo, iba
diba?
pa rin talaga.
Remember, oo. So, yun nga, ito kasi sharing ito, malamang itong platform na ito online is the best suited for this activity. But nonetheless, we congratulate all the journalists, 10 of you actually kasama sa tita ka doon. Si Bong Sarimento, then later on you'll be introducing yourself for sharing your stories in the COVID, in the PPI News Commons data, and continue to write for the public, diba? Kasi we don't only tell narratives or do storytelling for ourselves, but really for the public. So we thank you for that, and I hope you also encourage other journalists, not only yung nasa area ninyo, but I think they should be inspired with your work. Kami tinitingnan namin yung story, hindi yung stories, hindi yung sumulat. So wala kaming idea na kayo pala yon until babanggitin ng admin na oy, ito pala yung ito yung nabigyan na, etc., etc. So while those are modest amounts, sana nakatulong kahit papaano. Ayun, maraming salamat sa Hans Seidel Foundation. At this point, a video message from the resident representative of Hans Seidel Foundation to the Philippines, Attorney Guts Heineke.
Dear Ariel, dear friends from the PPI, dear journalists, we have got to record this message because I'm probably somewhere in a plane between Cagayan de Oro and Manila right now. My name is Götz Heineke. I'm the resident representative of the German Hans Seidel Foundation, and I want sincerely congratulate and thank the PPI for 2 years of the COVID Chronicles. The COVID Chronicles started in May 2020, in the beginning of the pandemic, and it was just a little idea. We didn't know where we will go to. And now, after 2 years, I would say it is a huge success what we have achieved, and therefore I want to thank and congratulate once again to all the awardees today. You have done a great work. You have submitted a lot of articles, and honestly, from the bottom of my heart, the Hans Seidel Foundation, we are deeply impressed of the quality of these articles and how you are informing the population of the Philippines. Thank you very much, therefore, and good luck.
Thank you, Attorney Guts. Bigla tayo nagulat sa video message ni Attorney Guts na sumulpot na lang siyang ganun. Okay, but really maraming salamat kay Carol, kay Mike, at sa lahat ng bumubuo ng Hans Seidel Foundation in the Philippines. Ayun. At syempre, also a message from a seminar director. Hi, Joyce.
Hi, Ariel. I'm not prepared. But...
Okay lang yun. Alam mo naman tayo, di ba? Minsan mga unscripted, tapos I put you on the spot.
But I think, una, maraming salamat talaga sa mga journalists who participated in this fellowship. Tama yung sinabi ni Attorney Guts, yung quality ng articles of the stories that were submitted, the research involved, the interviews, pinag-isipan, hindi lang siya spot news, talagang may lalim at may depth yung stories that were submitted, and may impact talaga sa tao. At lalo tigit siguro na importante because these are coming from community journalists.
Correct.
Who are on the ground, who experience firsthand COVID as well. Diba? And sabi nga ni Ami, had to cope with it kasi hindi naman lahat may PPE, hindi naman lahat may libreng antigen test, and there was always that real possibility of contracting the disease itself. So maraming salamat for shedding light on COVID, on the people who were affected at a time when we were all confused kung ano ba yung nangyayari sa atin. Your stories were able to make people understand and hopefully make informed choices as well, diba, in their respective lives vis-a-vis the pandemic. And I think we end on a hopeful note that the next round of fellowship will be even more fantastic. The articles that we will expect eventually, Ariel, when we announce the opening of the next fellowship.
Correct.
So yun lang. Maraming salamat po to all the journalists who participated.
Maraming salamat, Joyce. Very inspiring indeed yung mga stories nila. Binanggit ni Attorney Guts Heineke kanina, ang tawag talaga sa inyo, awardees. Kay Joyce naman, fellowship, we call this a mini fellowship. Apart from the big or huge fellowship program they are going to launch in July. Tama ba, Joyce? Kasi maaga yung fellowship program ng PPI tsaka ng Hans Seidel Foundation ngayon. At ayun, just for the benefit of everyone, especially mga estudyante ngayon, and even educators and other members of the public who are watching us right now, although not in the meeting room, nasa Facebook live streaming sila, napakahalagang makita nila kung paano nyo ba, straight from the horse's mouths, di ba, ika nga, Joyce, kung ano ba yung difficulty nyo na-encounter during the pandemic and also covering the elections, at ano ba yung lessons learned, especially because those who are watching us right now, mga estudyante, might be thinking of a career in journalism, and that kahit saan sila ibato, ma-pandemic man, kung anong crisis, alam nila kung paano magre-respond sa situation at paano kasi as you speak about the new normal in news writing, in covering the news, in hounding the news, ay talaga matututunan nila from you guys who have been there since day one as you research and write about your stories. Ayun, at this point, ipapakilala natin, Joyce, ang ating 10 journalists whose stories covered December 2021 hanggang May of the current year.
Yeah.
So just imagine yung months na yon na nag-contribute sila sa PPI News Commons. Ang exciting part nun, especially for the PPI members who are watching us right now, syempre merong mga pagbabago na, Joyce, and a welcome development from members in terms of pag-evolve ng PPI News Commons natin kung paano sila magko-contribute, paano sila kikita. And am I just say, Joyce, sabihin natin, wala naman tayong tinatago, incentivizing the PPI News Commons for the benefit and welfare of our community journalists outside, of course, outside Metro Manila. Kasi ang serbisyo ng PPI, importante dun sa labas ng the capital or the NCR. Ayun, papakilala na natin, Joyce. Ang gagawin ni Claire, Joyce, ipa-flash niya yung ating PPINewsCommons.net natin kasi para malaman din ng public natin na ito yung PPINewsCommons.net at pag habang nag-i-introduce yung journalist ng pangalan nila, just your name and your outfit, lalabas yung a sample of their story na inanavigate ni Claire dun sa PPINewsCommons.net natin. Ayun, sige, sino ba ang mag-uumpisa na? Tingnan natin. Sige, okay. Sige, ako na mag-ano ha. Okay, I present to you Hannah. Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning po.
Wala kang cam para makita na ano natin, viewers. Wala. Okay lang if you don't want. Okay lang naman if you don't want. Pero kung pwede, okay lang.
Naka-on na po.
Sige. Naka-on na daw. Okay, just your name and your outfit. Ayun. Tapos papakita ni Claire yung sample ng story mo.
My name is... Yes. Hi, good morning. I'm Hannah Laksana, a staff member of the Baguio Midland Courier.
Ayun. Lumabas ba yung storya ni Hannah, Claire as she was speaking? Sige, ina-navigate ni Claire. Anyway, sige, we go to the next journalist, Angel Castillo.
Hello, I'm Angel Castillo, a staff writer and columnist for the Baguio Chronicle.
Ayun. Thanks, Angel, for joining us here. Oy, meron tayong guest panelist, Joyce. Si Kong Carales. Pero remember, si Kong, season 1 or season 2 ba yun? Naging din siya, panelist din siya for the sharing of stories, si Kong. From Gold Star Daily Cagayan de Oro. Hi, Kong.
Good morning, Kong.
Good morning, Kong. And then we have Joseph Marzan on behalf of his editor-in-chief sa Iloilo. But Joseph Marzan also, whose stories also figured in the season 1 and season 2 of the COVID Chronicles. Hi, Joseph.
Hello, good morning. Joseph Marzan po, senior reporter for the Daily Guardian.
Hello. And then we have, syempre, sino pa ba? Froilan Gallardo. Hi, Kuya Froy.
Yo,
Yo!
makita ba?
Oo, kitang-kita. Syempre, dapat makita ka, di ba?
Oh,
Sige.
I'm Froilan Gallardo. I'm writing for Mindanews. Pero nagbibigay rin sa Mindanao.
Ay, ano yun? Meron tayong ibang panelist katabi ni Kuya Froy. Ayun. Sige, thanks. Froilan yes. Okay.
I'm writing for Mindanews. Then nagbibigay rin sa Mindanao Gold Star Daily, Kangkong. Alam mo naman ng mga community journalists, racketeer talaga yan. And
Correct. Kailangan di ba?
Kailangan. I also was just part of the just recently concluded na Aris Ulpo Fellowship ng Rappler.
Okay.
So,
congratulations also. Froilan Gallardo was also one of our fellows, Joyce, no? In last year's journalism fellowship program.
Yes.
And I hope you also submit pag nag-announce na kami, Kuya Freud. And then we have Glenda from Iloilo. Hi, Glenda. Good morning.
Hello, everyone. I'm Glenda Tayona po. I write for Panay News.
Merong interesting, Joyce, na kwento si Glenda kung paano pwede mo i-share. Sabi nga ni Ate Bes kasi naanting kami nung sinare po. Pero later on.
Oo, kwento naman niya.
Oo, kung paano niya nagamit yung pera. Pero hindi naman siya kailangan magmayabang. Pero na-struck lang kami ni Ate Bes nung nasa Iloilo tayo na kinento niya na biglang, uy, alam niyo ba ganun. Anyway, we don't want to make kwento. Ikaw na bahala magkwento. And then, we have, teka lang I'll scroll down. I think Ime. Hi, Ime. Good morning.
Hi.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Name and outfit. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm Amy po Sornito from Panay News. Writer po ng Panay News here in Iloilo.
Oh. Sorry Ime. Ako ng Ime. Amy pala. Nako.
Amy pa. Yes, sir.
Si Joyce, meron din akong ibang kakilala na Ime ng Anyway, yeah. Amy, sorry. Okay. Thank you. And then, si Lala andito. Hi, Lala. Siyempre, si Lala, she's attending this to hear the stories from our colleagues. Hi, Rima from Baguio. Rima, it's her turn. Hindi, nakamute ba si Rima? Hi, Rima. Nawala si Rima.
Baka yung internet niya?
Oo nga, oo. Nag-struggle siya sa internet. Anyway, kompleto sila lahat, Joyce, and actually kompleto. But out of the 10, the only ones who are not here are Caroline Arguillas from Davao, also from Indian News, and also Bong Sarmiento is actually based in Cagayan. Tama ba? Cagayan de Oro, ano?
Teka, si Rima nag-message. Rima, hindi ka marinig kanina.
Hi, Rima. Hi, Rima.
You have to unmute lang.
Please introduce yourself. And si Rima. Si Rima na ba yun? Is it Rima? Sige, Rima, unmute lang. Siguro hindi. Later on. Anyway, Rima Opina is from Baguio Midland Courier in Baguio City. Ayun. Sige. Umpisa na natin. Okay, wait. Congratulations ulit sa inyong lahat. And also thank you for sharing your stories via the PPI-HSF. And as I said, we want to encourage writers or journalists from our PPI member publications to contribute to PPI News Commons para po, hindi lang para sa PPI, pero para po sa public natin na naghanap ng storya on the pandemic and also on the elections reporting kasi ang period, as I said, covering the season 3, yung December tsaka yung May ngayon. Okay, anybody can answer the question, but if you're quiet, magtatawag ako ng volunteer. Ako mag-volunteer. Sige, with the stories you shared and you wrote, particularly for that period, what's your most difficult coverage so far during that period? Kasi alam naman natin na iba na yung atake ngayon sa pagkuha ng storya, pag-interview ng mga subjects niyo o paghabol sa inyo. Paghabol sa kanila in terms of completing your story and doing research, etc. Sinong gustong sumagot muna? Si Rima. Unahin ko si Rima. Sige, Rima. Ay, mute. Yan. Sige. Okay na? Ay, hindi marinig si Rima.
I think Rima's microphone has a problem.
Microphone?
Oo, kasi naka-unmute siya pero hindi siya marinig.
O sige, let's allow Rima to fix her audio first. Wala pa rin. Fix mo na lang yung audio mo. Okay. Okay, Glenda. Ayun, nakita na kita. Sige nga, Glenn. Ano yung anong mga difficulties na encounter mo during that period? Whether yung sa pandemic reporting or sa elections reporting. And there were a lot of them, di ba?
Yes, I guess, Sir Ariel, yung pag-gather ng mga information. Minsan kasi, although meron sila, like sa part ng DOH, meron silang dini-designate na spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
Pero yung spokesperson, hindi mo naman matawagan. hindi mo siya hagilap, parang ganon. So, struggle pa rin yung pagkuha ng mga information, especially pag yung news na break siya like in the afternoon, gabi. So, kailangan ihabol mo yung story. So, yun, talagang hanap ka ng source na kukunan ng mga information na kailangan mo. So, yun. So, minsan, late ka na makapaghapunan kasi nga kailangan mong mahabol yung story.
Correct. I agree. So ano yung exciting na kwento mo, Glenda? Gusto mo bang i-share?
Yeah. Actually, ilang beses na rin na tatlong stories din ang month ako. So, sabi ko, kailangan meron akong remembrance.
So ano yung remembrance from the...
Bumili ako, sir, ng bumili ako ng baka.
Diyan, Joyce, nakabili siya ng baka.
Yeah, kaya Ma'am Joyce, more para po. Yan.
Or baka or baboy. Anyway, salamat ha. Salamat sa sa mga storya mo.
Next time may farm na siya.
Magkakaroon na siya ng Farmville. Ayun. Sige, punta tayo kay Aimee. Aimee, ikaw naman sa part mo. Ano yung difficulty na encounter mo doing your stories?
I think siguro, sir, one, yung pag-establish ng contact during pandemic. Kasi, di ba, pandemic, hindi tayo makapunta sa mga offices. So, kailangan mayroon tayong mag-interview tayo through phone or via Zoom. So, kailangan muna mag-establish ng contact. Kailangan mayroon kang contact number. So, before you do that, kailangan mong kilala mo muna yung mga taong gusto mong tawagan. So, yun yung problema kasi noong pandemic, hindi naman tayo prepared parang lahat tayo bigla na may pandemic, so yung mga contact natin hindi natin na-establish. So kailangan makakuha tayo ng contact. At the same time, kasi nga hindi tayo pwedeng pumunta sa office, sa office, mga national offices. So kailangan meron tayong cellphone number nila, and kung tutawagan, minsan hindi rin sila sumasagot. So yun yung number one na parang problem, kasi madidelay yung story mo, yung pagsulat ng story madidelay. At saka at the same time, yung ikaw rin na reporter, kasi may mga times na kailangan mong lumabas, kailangan mong kumuha ng report, mag-field ka, yung parang natatakot ka rin na baka ma-infect ka rin ng COVID-19. Pero thanks God, kami ni Ma'am Glenda, kami sa Panay News, parang wala namang so far na na-infect, so thank God. And number 3, I think, yung difficult na parang na-express ng difficult is during campaign rally or campaign period. Kasi maraming mga aware naman tayo na maraming presidential candidates dito na pumunta sa Iloilo. And parang yung pag-cover ng presidential coverage is parang nagde-demand ng effort, ng maraming effort, kasi kailangan mo mag-live, kailangan mo mag-take note ng mga nasasabi, kailangan mong ipalabas yun sa Facebook, kasi mayroong component yung Panay News na Facebook. Kailangan mong yung quotes ng isang ng presidential like example, kasi yung Iloilo is pink country. So I mentioned ko na like example, say Vice President Lenny pumunta dito. So yung mga viewers ng Panay News during that live nagde-demand, parang gusto nilang mayroong ding quotable quotes na ipopost sa Facebook. Parang yung mahirap na sabayin yung pagla-live sa Facebook, at saka at the same time magpapasa ka ng quote or ng message niya sa yung team para mapopost yun. So parang kailangan talaga yun yung struggle actually. If campaign period naman talaga yung yung pag-uusapan.
Di ba kayo wala kayong beat? You cover everything, di ba? Lahat ng presidential candidates kinover mo, di ba?
Yeah,
walang
pili.
Pero walang pili, lahat ng cover niyo. Tapos syempre also thinking in the back of your mind na kailangan niyo maging safe, kasi pupunta kayo sa mga crowds, di ba? Andun kayo, magpo-cover kayo. So ano yung suporta na binigay sa inyo ng Panay News, ng inyong news outfit in terms of protection talaga? Paano kayo inalagaan?
Actually, meron namang silang, yung news nung start ng pandemic, parang hindi naman sila nagkulang kasi nagbibigay rin sila ng vitamins. Meron kaming transportation.
Oo.
At saka merong ding face mask sila talaga na nagbibigay sa amin. So parang hindi rin masasabi na nagkulang, mayroong pagkukulang. Lahat naman ng support na kayang ibigay ng Panginoon binigay. At the same time, sa amin rin kasi, nag-iingat rin kami. Sa sarili namin kasi nag-iingat rin kami. Although, alam natin yung campaign rallies, sobrang laki ng crowd doon. So,
Correct.
hindi talaga maiwasan yung ma-risk yung social distancing. Pero, with proper proper wearing of face mask at saka nag-alcohol, so parang safe naman po.
Ito yung mga kwento behind the scenes, Joyce, na interesting. Actually, ito yung mga juicy parts ng kwento nila. I asked that, Joyce, kasi importanteng malaman ng ating public ngayon, especially again yung mga nasa academia, yung mga estudyante na nag-iisip na maging journalist, na importante as we talk about welfare, not just economic, welfare and protection of journalists, mag-uumpisa talaga yan, sa kanilang employment, sa kanilang newsroom. Yung management nila, ang unang mangangalaga sa kapakanan nila. Correct? Di ba kasi pag na-deploy sila, they have to come back alive, as we said, or as we say always, Joyce, di ba na kailangan ibigyan nyo ng story pero dapat buhay sila. And to be able to do that, yung protection ng management, napaka-importante talaga, di ba?
Sinasabi talaga natin, Ariel, di ba, na ang kailangan natin buhay na journalist.
Correct.
Kasi the dead one is a martyred one, pero hindi na yan makakapag-report.
Oo. Tsaka the story is not about them. The story is about the people
exactly.
they're actually covering, di ba? Yung punta tayo, Joyce, sa Baguio si Angel, if I'm not mistaken, at the Best and Care, he is a first-time a contributor to the PPI News Comments, and for the first time, naging bahagi siya ng shortlist. Tama ba, Angel? First time ngayon, no?
Yes po, first time.
Okay, ayun. So, tatanungin ka namin ngayon. Same hindi. Ang itatanong ko sa iyo is that, tinanong namin kung yung difficult circumstances na encounter ng journalists natin. Sa'yo na, ano yung pinaka-memorable na storya mo?
Sa akin po, we had this project but we didn't manage to accomplish. Pero we had this project where we were building profiles for local candidates. We were calling it Know Your Candidate. And we only managed to publish a small portion of it kasi maraming difficulties in the way. Some of the candidates weren't responsive to it. So hindi naman pwedeng we cherry pick. Pero I think that was memorable kasi we put in a lot of work into the one that was released. Tapos yun trying to contact your politicians in the middle of campaign season, in the middle of COVID, which is a challenge on its own. Kasi there's a lot of things you have to arrange. Kailangan yung pagsabay yung schedules. Kailangan yung ma-figure out how you're supposed to arrange these encounters, these interviews with people who are busy on the campaign trail. Tapos, like I mentioned, yung iba talaga ayaw mag-respond. We're not sure why. Hindi naman namin ma-confirm yung reason since, like I said, they're not responding. Pero other than that po, kasi for our election coverage, we are also part of the fact-checking initiatives.
Yeah.
Which is a whole different beast on its own. Yung araw-araw is, you have to wade through all of this fake news, all of the disinformation, try to figure out alin yung totoo, and at the same time point out what isn't accurate. Kasi medyo it takes a toll din naman.
Yeah.
Since
I'm sure it's a hard work talaga. You put a lot of efforts to it. I've read ilang series ng fact-checking initiatives ninyo. No? Yung isang tanong is that, ito balikan natin yung binanggit mo kanina. So, you're running after your sources, probably yung mga official sources ninyo. Paano kung hindi sila available? You were not able to get them to answer your questions or your interviews. Sinong kasunod?
That was a problem we ran into dun sa Know Your Candidate series. We were trying to get the candidates, pero due to a mix of circumstances, talagang we also tried asking staff instead of the candidates, pero talagang we weren't able to get responses, which is why in the end the project didn't take off. in a way. We managed to do some of it, but not all of it. I think the plan is to revive it for future elections, pero
Yeah.
for the
Ariel.
first iteration,
Yes,
it did
Joyce.
fall
Oo.
Oh, no, I was just wondering, kasi yung pandemic really exposed a lot of weaknesses on the news gathering part. Dahil naiba talaga yung situation natin. Meron kayang mga key takeaways or tips na natutunan yung ating mga journalists in the course of the reportage
Yeah.
na pwede nilang i-share ngayon? Parang what's the best way to make sure that despite the limitations, we are still able to get our stories during this pandemic?
Ayun, sige, tanungin natin si Hannah, Joyce, kasi I'm sure ang dami din itong mga kwento, si Hannah covering a lot of topics, Hannah?
Hi. Well, for me, it has been a challenging 2020. Of course, tama. Yung dun sa news gathering part, maybe lesson learned. It's very important for us journalists, especially that now that we are fighting deluge of misinformation. It's very important, I think, na makabuild tayo ng ating network of sources. Because, for example, that time nung sa ganong lockdown, so literally naging legwork for us here in Baguio because we have to walk, walang sakyan. So we have really depended.
Nagka-problema, naghang si Hannah. Sige, babalikan natin si Hannah. Let's go to Froilan Gallardo. Hi, Kuya Froy. Hello.
Yup.
Ikaw naman ngayon. Sige nga. Oo. Yung binanggit ni Joyce kanina.
Yung tungkol sa
mga
COVID.
Tips.
Ano ang mga
let
Kuya
me start
Froy?
na.
Ano ang tips natin how to further strengthen the news gathering? Kasi, di ba parang it worked against us Yung pandemic worked against us
Let me start the very beginning, March 16, 2021 ba yun? 2 years na.
2020.
2020. Let me start. Wala tayong idea. Ano itong COVID-19. Nagkakapa tayo lahat. In fact, the first time nag-order si Presidente Duterte na merong nationwide emergency and all the cities impose curfews at 9 o'clock. Weirdo talaga. I covered it. Ako lang mga 3 reporter lang dun sa daan. Nobody was around, and only with us, the police, and we never thought, ano ba itong, we need ba PPE, we need ba face mask? Wala. Then the next day, sabi, may face mask, kailangan ng face mask. So it's a very learning process, step by step. Hindi to overnight na yung buti na lang yung nagko-cover ngayon kasi medyo fixed, meron ng daan. Meron ng path for a better coverage. Pero the first few weeks are very scary. First 2 months, yung nagko-cover ako ng isang village na sinara dahil everyone was very frightened na may isang pamilya pala na COVID yan, baka COVID tayo. And everyone was, you see the entire community boarding up their side streets na walang makapasok na outside community. From then you have to please you have to talk to them, although naka-mask ka. I was wearing a big face mask, yung talagang malaki pa talaga na mabigat na face shield at mask. Naka-double mask pa ako. So, ganun ang sistema ba? You have to talk. The community was scared. I was scared. Lahat ng journalists are scared. Then eventually umakyat yan. Marami ng patay. For me, there were some missed opportunities to take pictures and stories of yung the dead overflowing the hospital. Nandun as daan, nandun as parking area. Because why? Takot ako rin I was not yet. Wala tayong vaccine sa una eh.
Ayaw pa magpa-vaccine ka mo.
Wala pa rin vaccine.
Wala pa rin, sa early.
Nobody offered us vaccine. And I was got scared na baka and the thing that I'm scared every time I go out and cover is I might bring the virus back to the family. Yan ang number one ko. That's why ang ginawa ko, Ariel, na gumawa ako ng portable toilet sa labas ng bahay. Doon ako naligo. Bahala makita ng body ko sa mga neighbors. Naman nila yan. But, it's the safest.
Safety first. Yeah.
Na ginawa ko. Every time, sabi nga ng isang kaibigan ko, Pre, ilang beses ka ba naliligo sa isang araw? Kung 3 beses ako lumalabas galing sa bahay, 3 beses.
Ganun kadalas,
Naligo. And I was using na hindi yung sabon na pang cute-cute, yung pabango, yung talagang very harsh na
antibacterial, mga ganon.
Antibacterial. And I tried, comes down 2 years from now, medyo maluwag na, and I was happy na boosted tayo. During the
maluwag
election
ngayon, was that the same feeling when you covered the election, the campaigns?
Yeah, yung election.
Kampante ka na, Kuya Froy?
Hindi, I was tiptoeing pa nga. Parang tawag nun, nagtitip-to pa ako. Then, kasi nagpo-cover ako noon, and I was covering for Rappler. Sabi nila, Lenny yung pinakover sa akin. Portuguese nagrarally, then I cannot take pictures away, layo. I have to be in the crowd. Ko bahala na. Naka-booster na ako. Sige.
Wala nang social distancing pero safety protocols.
Wala nang social distancing eh.
Siyempre yung mask andun pa rin.
Nandun pa yung mask pero wala na yung social distancing. Body to body na. Breath to breath na ang labas.
Breath to breath.
Then, yun. Kaya lang, pag labas mo sa rally area, want to sawa ka rin sa alcohol all over sa katawan mo. You have to be very, very you have to be very Then at that time wala nang face mask.
Ayun, nawala si Kuya Froy later. Ayun.
Na lang. Yun ang siguro ang yung experience ko. Although yung last coverage ko sa May was very, very sometimes I tend to forget at the heat of the coverage na wala pala ako naka-face mask.
Sige,
wala naman.
Yeah. Balikan ka namin mamaya, Kuya Froy. Let's go to Rima. I hope Rima is okay with her signal. Hi, Rima.
Hi, okay na?
Ayan, sige, okay na. Very
salamat.
Good. Hey, ikaw naman. Nako.
Ayun, segundahan ko lang yung, I'm Rima Opinya pala from Baguio Midland Courier. Segundahan ko lang yung kay Kuya Froyland. I think dalawa yung yung challenges covering during at the height of the lockdown. First was yung ikaw mismo na nagko-cover, takot ka na baka mahawa ka rin, tas mai transfer mo sa iba, lalo na pag-uwi ka sa bahay. And second, yung paghahanap ng bagong anggulo sa isang storyang paulit-ulit.
Yeah.
So first yung sa yung sa for your self-protection, kasi if we remember, nung una talagang parang overkill, OA tayong lahat kasi any surface na mahawakan mo, parang lahat tayo takot. Yung lahat tayo, pag meron kang nakausap na na may close contact sa COVID or nagka-COVID, yung parang parang gano'n ayaw mong lumapit kasi
anxiety level ang taas
Oo, in ano pa rin ang DOH noon, ang WHO talagang clueless pa rin talaga kung paano talaga yung kung na-acquire, kung through air particles ba or sa surface, mga ganun yung challenges nung una. But then ang kagandahan kasi noon dito sa Baguio, hybrid pa rin yung mga coverage. So pwede kang mag-cover in person pero meron ng limited yung number of people. So kailangan meron kang ano na yon, yung mag-confirm ka muna bago ka pumunta. Hindi pwede no na kahit anong oras pwede kang magpunta sa interviewin mo. Ngayon kailangan may the policy na on appointments, ganun, mas naging strict sa ganun, policy on appointments or phone calls kung pwede, or Zoom kagaya ng ginagawa natin ngayon. And then third is para sa akin personally, ang laking abala talaga nung nagkaroon tayo ng field. Ang hirap na nagko-cover ka na hindi mo, iba talaga yung pag tinitingnan mo yung source ng ini-interview. So, ang daming challenges, pero ewan ko, nakakamangha naman na na nalagpasan natin.
Oo nga, no?
And then
diba?
second is yung paghahanap.
Yeah.
And then second is yung paghahanap ng bagong anggulo sa isang storyang 2019 pa lang, 'di ba? For latter part of 2019
Ayun, wala si Rima. May problema din sa connection niya, no? So what's with the morning? Pag morning medyo struggling with connection na. Ayan, si Rima. Okay, go ahead, Rima.
Ayan, okay. Sorry, sa aming sa aming connection.
It's okay, no worries.
Yun, yung paghahanap ng bagong anggulo sa mga storya, kasi looking back dun sa mga previous issues namin, kasi Midland never stopped publishing. Nabawasan yung circulation, but we never stopped publishing. Tapos looking back dun sa mga previous mga previous issues, nakakamangha na from cover to cover, including mga opinion pages, editorials, lahat yan straight puro COVID ang laman. All about COVID. So nakakamangha na sa isang topic, ang dami palang pwedeng maging anggulo.
Ayun. Okay.
Yeah, it's a challenge na pala.
Up to ngayon, di ba, syempre,
iniisip
mo pa rin yun kasi probably that's the lesson learned, kung meron pang the next crisis, alam na natin kung paano mag-responde, di ba? Rima. Thanks, Rima. Tanungin natin yung ating audience, kung meron po kayong questions, not only for Rima, but for the rest of the panelists, kindly key in, or you can raise your hand, tapos say it aloud here sa Zoom room. Don't be shy. Kung shy kayo, dyan na lang, i-key-in nyo na lang sa chat room natin. Puntahan natin si Joseph. Ayun. Hi, Joseph. Ayun.
Hello
si
po.
Joseph. Oo, siyempre si Joseph, ang dami din kinover. But mostly, I think in the season, you shared something about ganun din, how difficult it was for you to not only look for news, but also go after your sources, di ba? Kayo sa Daily Guardian, ganda ng building niyo. We were there. We visited your office. Yun. Yung kayo sa Daily Guardian, pag nag-story conference kayo, you covered the elections, tapos yung ongoing pandemic. Paano mo yung prioritize yung stories ninyo?
Actually, because we're actually understaffed. We don't have such story conference. Kung ano yung story, yun na yun. Hinahabol na lang namin kaagad. On a regular basis, kasi every Monday, yung mga regular press conferences na yung mga local governments, the mayor has, the mayor of Iloilo City has press conference on Monday, the governor of Iloilo Province press conference on Thursday. Doon parati kong kasama si Miss Amy at si Miss Glenda sa ganun. So alam na rin nila yung feeling. Madaling i-reach yung sources when the sources are open. For example, yun, yung mga regular press conferences. Pero pag may difficulty pa rin in access to sources. And given na we've already shifted from from a completely virtual environment to a hybrid one, medyo mas mahirap na i-access yung sources kasi merong mga ibang sources talaga na allergic sa Zoom. Allergic to live streaming. Kaya tawag dito, talagang mas prefer na nila yung physical event. Pero kapag meron kang kasabay na na virtual naman na event, hindi mo rin siya prioritize. So doon talaga nagkakaroon ng parang clash sa what do you attend? Do you attend the completely virtual event or do you attend the physical event? Ganun din one of the common problems of understaffed newsrooms is that hindi mo alam kasi kung anong prioritize mo na i-cover eh.
Yeah.
So for example, ako happened both in February and in May. Nagkasabay yung Robredo and Marcos camps sa mga stops nila sa Iloilo. So February 24, Bongbong Marcos had a campaign stop in Iloilo province. The next day, Lenny Robredo had a campaign stop in Iloilo City. Medyo nakakapagod siya. Sa totoo lang kasi kailangan mong habulin both. Nung malapit na sa election, when they were already in their when they were already closing out their campaigns, they had stops on the same day naman. May 3, that was the Marcos campaign in Gimbal, Iloilo, and then in Iloilo City was the Robredo campaign. At dahil mas yung access to sources talaga na problema is kahit wala ng pandemic, kahit nasa hybrid setup na tayo, hindi talaga yun mawawala eh. So dahil mas madaling i-access yung Robredo campaign, mas madaling pakiusapan yung mga media relations officer nila, doon na lang ako dumikit sa Robredo campaign. So I was even able to do a live stream of the caravan that Lenny Robredo held from Iloilo International Airport all the way to La Paz Plaza where she was set to hold her smaller rally kasi mas malaki yung rally na ginawa niya noong February 25. So yun, so the continuing problem really is access to sources. Siguro in the case of stories naman that we cover, we've shifted from I personally have witnessed the shift from purely pandemic and vaccination reporting to a broader reporting kasi nga nag-loosen na yung restrictions. So we get to report on events ng mga government agencies, kung may mga visits yung mga national government officials, also the elections of course. So parang nag-shift away tayo dun sa reporting ng pandemic na parang yung pandemic talaga is once from a daily coverage of the pandemic in 2020 and 2021. Siguro lumiit na lang siya na once a week or once every 2 weeks na lang siya naging coverage. So ganun din siguro yung nararamdaman ng mga kasama natin dahil nagkakaroon ng lessening of restrictions. Siguro parang nadidiminish na yung value ng reporting on COVID.
Yeah, I was about to ask at the onset of the campaign season, yung percentage or yung difference nung mas mataas ba bago mag-umpisa yung campaign, yung stories on COVID, or bumababa during elections kasi mas mataas yung coverage on the elections. And considering you were already understaffed, understaffed kayo, during pandemic lang, during pandemic.
Hindi, kahit ngayon po, understaffed pa rin po kami.
I mean, not pre-pandemic. Not pre-pandemic po. Yun, oo. So mas mataas na yung coverage with you handling so many things at the same time.
Opo.
Oo. So, yun dun yung isang consideration din as we talk about yung pagsama-sama na ng storya ng COVID and also ng elections, diba? Kasi sabay-sabay na yun and must be difficult also for your news organization paano i-prioritize yung mga stories kasi ikaw lang or dalawa kayo nagko-cover, diba? Ayun. Thanks, Joseph, for sharing experience ng Daily Guardian. Balikan natin si Glenda kasi paalis siya in a little while. Actually, ito naman we're supposed to end ng a little past ng 11, Ayun, si Glenda andyan pa,
Hi sir, andito po
Ayun,
sir.
oo, sige, balikan ka naman kasi I'm sure paalis ka na maya. So yung, kanina tinanong ko yung Panay News, how supportive your news organization. It is also important really to get the message across na panahon ng krisis tsaka ng katulad ng pandemya ay andyan yung news organization ninyo. And more importantly, alam na kung paano again mag-responde kung sakaling meron pa dumating na most difficult or another difficult times sa buhay natin. Ngayon, moving forward, continue pa rin yung storya mo on the pandemic, di ba? How do you give it a new face now, Glenda? Kasi syempre nagbabago na yung statistics, di ba, yung mga alert levels natin. Tapos, syempre meron ka pang ibang mga storya kino-cover. Paano mo bibigyan ng new face? As you must say, baka pa ulit-ulit yung kwento, a fresh way, a fresh take on pandemic reporting.
Yeah. Sir, yung isa kong story na siguro isa sa mga pinaka-memorable na stories.
Ano yung title nun? We can flash it actually, oo.
Yung single mom na naging...
Yeah. Sige nga, Kier, yung single mom na yun, Kier.
So yun, actually, na-touch talaga ako dun sa story niya. Kasi nga, she's a mother of two. Kaya lang yung wala, yung parang pati yung family niya, yung tawag doon, hindi siya pinapansin, parang gano'n. So, ang hirap ng kalagayan niya kasi nga gutom din yung mga anak, wala siyang trabaho. Nawala siya ng trabaho dahil sa pandemic, nag-close yung tinatrabuhan niya. So, wala siyang choice. Merong nag-offer sa kanya na yun, maging prostitute. Yeah. So, kahit labag sa loob niya, pinatulan na talaga niya yung trabaho. So yun, if given a chance, no, kailangan gusto kong balikan si Joy.
Yeah.
Gusto kong ituloy yung story niya. Paano na siya ngayon? Kasi nung sinulat ko yung story niya, marami yung nag-express na tulungan siya. So yun, nilink ko yung tulong. I don't know, hindi ko na follow up yun. So yun. You
want to do a follow up on that story?
Gusto ko i-pursue yung story niya, kumustahin siya kung paano na siya ngayon. Kasi sabi niya sa akin, talagang pag meron siyang ibang choice, aalis siya doon sa trabaho na yon. Hahanap siya ng trabaho na talaga sa kanya, yung tawag dito.
Paahon sa kanya sa kahirapan or something like that. Na she doesn't have to resort to prostituting herself, right?
Yes, sir.
So ayun, kung interesado po kayong mabasa, I hope you'll be interested kasi yun, exciting yung story ni Glenda. No? Just click www.ppa.newscommons.net. Lahat mo ng storya ng ating panelists, journalists, andun po. Yung binabanggit ni Glenda as well. Gusto ko sana pakita, hindi lang si Roma navigate ni Care. Pero balikan ko si Hannah. Thanks, Ime. Sorry, Glenda. Si Amy. Yan, pina-flash na ni Glenn yung storya mo. So, ayan po, yung storya ni Glenda. Hindi nyo makita, pero click nyo na lang po yung storya sa PPA News Commons Standard. You can actually share a lot of stories there. Balikan ko si Hannah. Kasi Hannah, ano pa yung palang in-expect ng readers mo na i-cover mo? Kasi I'm pretty sure there'll be more exciting stories from you that you want to share and contribute sa PPA News Commons natin. What do we look forward from you sa mga stories na pwede mong gawin pa? Andiyan ba si Hannah?
Well, hello. Narinig ba ako?
Yes, for sure, yeah. Oo. What do you expect from me? Ano pang stories na pwede mo i-cover na aasahan ng mga readers mo?
Okay.
Or readers ng PPANewsCommons.net. Oo. Ayan. Sige, go Hannah. Oo. Sige.
Yeah, what to expect towards the then of course siguro yung mga battling and serve pandemic. Siguro.
Yeah. Choppy lang Hannah, no? sorry also for hindi naman marinig yung binabanggit mo. But siguro if you can fix it in a little bit, I'll get back to you. Okay. Balikan ko si Angel. Ayun, si Angel kasi syempre siya yung bago natin sa monthly coverage natin ng PPI Chronicles. Ano pa mga story na pwedeng aasahan namin from you?
Ang sabi ng ba, since like with the like with the other groups will still be covering politics, will still be covering pandemic just in a different capacity kasi as mentioned nga, COVID is something that used to be every single issue, front page. Pero now it's page 2, nandun na siya sa loob, and it will take up only a small space compared to the past. Thus, we move on to new concerns. For me personally, kasi since we're also a little understaffed, so everyone covers everything. Wala namang specific beats.
Yeah.
So we can expect coverage of local policy, mostly local government. Still a little on the pandemic reporting, but I expect that to decrease as time goes on. Kasi eventually, the pandemic will go from this like omnipresent specter to something that stays in the background. Something na we learn to live with.
Yun, meron dito, Angel, okay. Merong binanggit si Malu. Interesting how COVID coverage also evolves with how the virus behaves and the protocols in place. Tama yan, di ba? Si Malu Gib ng Baguio City. Ayun, as we close or wrap up this season 3 sharing of your stories, a few words from all of you, from our journalists. Ayun, ano ang pwede niyong sabihin? Ano mensahe niyo sa ating reading public? At saka sa ayun, masugid na sumusubaybay sa inyong mga storya at sa ppnewscommons.net. Ayun. Sige, sino gusto mag-umpisa? Anybody? Rima? Sige, ikaw, Rima. Okay, tuloy-tuloy na kung sinong next, no? O, huwag nang mahiya. Oo.
What to look forward to? Kagaya din ng sinabi ni Angel, marami pang issue na siguro nakaligtaan natin dahil lahat tayo nakafocus sa COVID-19 and how the candidates adjust to the limitations as well as the restrictions when campaigning. So ang dapat tutukan ngayon is kagaya ng nationwide na nangyayari is how sa community as community journalists is paano rin on the way to recovery under the new normal kasi sa community ang daming micro, small and medium enterprises na naapektuhan dahil dun sa lockdown, malawakang lockdown plus kasama dito syempre yung mga dyaryo na kinailangang magsara momentarily or others permanently because of the lockdown and the ongoing pandemic. So this year and the years to come na nandito tayo under a new administration, so mainam na matutukan kung paano yung economic recovery agenda ng national government all the way na kung magkakascade ba siya all the way to the local governments kasi lalo na ngayon na i-implement na yung Mandanas-Garcia ruling where supposedly mas malaki yung national internal revenue allotment ng mga local governments pero dahil sa laki ng gastusin ng mga LGUs at saka ng mga nagkakautang din yung mga LGUs, so mainam na yun siguro yung magandang tutukan natin kung paano how we all recover from the economic losses as a result of the lockdown. Plus, sa education sector din siguro, magandang siguro magkaroon someday ng comparative analysis on or case study maybe on the effects of the face-to-face, and then when we resume the in-person classes by July or August and September. And then yung isa pa is yung dengue kasi nagkaka-problema ngayon. I think sabi ng city, dito sa Baguio, sabi ng City Health Office namin, they considered it an outbreak na dahil sa dami ng nagkakaroon ng dengue. So, hindi natin kalilimutan yung COVID kasi nandun, recently ni-report ng DOH na medyo nag-spike. Hindi ganun kataas pero significant pa rin naman yung spike.
Yeah.
You will not forget that, but there are other stories that now we should focus on also.
And that's exactly the point of civic journalism ng PPI-RIMA, diba? Good points on education, economic impact, and also, of course, health that's ongoing. Thanks, Rima, for joining us today, and wonderful to see all your stories. And looking forward to more stories from you. And then we go to Aimee. Aimee, final words sa ating viewers ngayon. At sa mga nanonood na journalists.
Again, good morning sa ating mga viewers. At saka thank you sa PPI sa pagbigay dito ng platform para makapag-share ng mga ideas and inputs yung mga journalists dito sa around the Philippines. Sa akin siguro, plan ko pong mag-focus sa stories na positive, na makapagbigay ng big impact sa mga lives ng mga tao. Kasi yung COVID-19 is parang yung tao na-notice ko kasi sa aming Facebook page na once na yung news parang about COVID na parang pure statistic, parang hindi na sila nag-i-engage. Parang gusto nila ng bago. So once na mayroong parang if you interview someone or one person na parang success story regarding how they cope up from COVID, or parang ang yung ginagawa nila is parang success story, at yun yung i-rewrite mo, parang yung tao is parang maraming nag-i-engage, parang positive lahat ng reaction. So yung focus ko is ganyan ngayon. Parang more stories on success, initiative of stakeholders, groups, para human face.
Human face. Hindi lang pure statistics.
Yes, kasi parang sawa na yung lahat. COVID naman. Parang ganun yung reaction dito sa Iloilo, COVID naman. Parang walang nang bago. So kailangan mayroon tayong as a reporter, kailangan mag-innovate yung write-up natin, yung article natin. So parang yun yung focus ko, na bigyan ng human face at saka mag-focus more on the stories na makapagbigay ng impact sa mga tao at saka sa livelihood, sa mga lives dito ng tao at saka sa mga readers namin.
Yeah. Again, Aimee, thank you for joining us and thank you for sharing your journalism to all of us, especially sa public natin na naghahantang story of the pandemic. Also ng elections, putting a new face on all these stories, diba? So looking forward to reading more stories from you. And let's go to Kuya Froy. Your message, Froilan Gallardo, sa aspiring and young journalists natin ngayon na nakikinig at
let's go back. Kasi pwede naman tayo ngayon mag-interview. Iba yung mag-interview ka face-to-face. Ibang makukuha mo than Let's not limit. Kasi sa una, lahat ng mga journalists are limited to, yung Zoom or yung virtual press cons. Hindi na tayo nagko-cover. And these are the kinds of stories na we get stories na kaya buwagin ng disinformation. Ngayon, let's have that very, very enterprising stories na hindi kaya buwagin ng disinformation. Kasi ngayon, disinformation would be one of our problems.
Exactly. We're fighting a war.
We are fighting a war. So talagang bahala na silang we are being killed every day. Meron na nga official na sila, United Bloggers, something. Iwan ko bang pagkain na silang gusto nila sa mga
No, yeah, because we also talked about that on the side, although people did not issue opposition, but we told ourselves that let's wait for the guidelines because there aren't any guidelines yet for accreditation of vloggers and bloggers, but we'll see how things evolve and how journalists play still a pivotal role in the coverage side by side sa mga vloggers and bloggers, Kuya Froy. But really, thanks for joining us today, Froilan Gallardo, and congratulations. And we look forward to more stories from you. And final words also from Joseph, all the way from Iloilo. Hi, Joseph.
And good morning ulit sa lahat. Salamat sa PPI for giving Daily Guardian its opportunities, not only for the COVID Chronicles, but also for the creation of media councils. Thank you for giving us the space to be able to share more of Iloilos and Ilonggo's stories to the nation and the world through the PPI Commons.
Yeah.
And we hope that we be able to collaborate more in the future, not only with the PPI, but also with our fellow PPI members.
Yeah.
And salamat po.
Thanks, Joseph, and see you next time. And also, final message from Angel.
I think we'll just say that we can expect to continue to adapt to the new, and not just the new normal, the new political landscape, because we're going to what I don't know if this applies to everyone, but since I'm not actually that old yet and I haven't been in the industry that long, yung political landscape, everything will be vastly different from what I'm used to in the past, and that's probably also true for some of the people listening. Most likely, a lot of people, because moving forward, we're going to be dealing with an entirely new set of parang standards. If you look at our political situation in the country, especially kami na we're part of the fact-checking initiatives, we see all of this play out more and more in the information age. So we'll have to be prepared to sort out kung ano yung totoo, ano yung important na malaman ng tao. We'll have to learn how to evaluate information now that there's more of it available.
Yeah. That's so true. And as we close this, I just would like to share to you a comment from one of our Zoom participants. His name is Jenny. I just will have to closer to the screen. Let's all help fight disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation. We need to guard the truth. As we close it, thanks everyone for joining us today, and congratulations for making it to the monthly shortlist of the season 3 of PPI Chronicles, covering the pandemic and the elections. And as we close this, we encourage your readers, our readers, the reading public, to patronize local journalism and to read their stories and to make a difference in the communities. An empowered citizenry depends on an informed citizenry. So maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat, and see you in the season 4 of the PPI Chronicles. And congratulations, thanks very much, Hans Seidel Foundation, and to our participants inside the Zoom and those who are watching us live via Facebook streaming. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Salamat.
Off the record na. Kong, salamat Impax. Oo.
Salamat,
Hindi na
Impax.
kita